We're going to come in really smooth. Here it comes. Ready? This is the 747 with Harrison Ford on board, and we're going to come in for a landing. And, ooh.
What did you say? He's Harrison Ford?
Yeah, this is Air Force One. Here it comes. Ooh, we're coming in for a landing. And, hey, everybody. Welcome to the SourceFed podcast. It's the podcast where a bunch of friends over here on youtube.com/SourceFed talk about their lives, about news, about anything.
That's a great way of saying this podcast is about nothing in particular.
Why do people clap when an airline lands? Like, oh,
Same
yeah.
as at the end of a movie. Who you doing it for?
Yeah, they're not there.
Let's do a little plug. To my left, I have.
Oh, that one's me.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm Mike.
You got
Falzon.
Mike. You have one word to describe you.
Mike.
Okay, there it is. And over to the right.
I'm William Haynes.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
One word to describe you.
Loving.
There you go. And over here in the middle is me. I'm Sam Basher.
That's a hell of a hat, Sam.
Thank you. Turkey is the word I'd use to describe me. I'm a turkey. But
Turkey.
also a little shout out, a little plug to Discovery Go. You should go watch Alaskan Bush People. I always like to bring that one up because I actually really like to watch that show. You can download the app for free by checking out the link in the description of this video. Super easy. Or just go to your app store and then download the Discovery Go app for free. Super easy.
You gotta tell me what Alaskan Bush People is.
Sell
it's
us
great.
on the show in
There's
140.
But you guys should go download the app. It's free. It's awesome. But Alaskan Bush People, it's modern day. They follow around this family that I don't know how the parents ended up in the woods, but basically they built like a cabin basically out in the middle of the woods in Alaska.
Just cause.
And they call themselves Bush People because they live out in the bush, like the term for it.
But
and they have a
Alaska-
whole family. And like I watched an episode where they went on like dates. They like brought dates out to like an obstacle course they built out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, God.
It's so strange, but it was
Bad
on a
date.
plane.
I don't know anybody from Alaska. I've never been out to Alaska. It's a state, though.
It's a whole state
But there's no news about
of
Alaska.
100 people. They live there.
100 people who live in a state the size of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
They play a game called Find the Other People.
I remember hearing like there was a football team that was started near North Alaska, and I was like, that just seems like a horrible idea.
Yeah, every game is an away game super far. Yeah.
Guys, this is what we like on this podcast because you can listen to it on so many different platforms, mainly two of iTunes. That's the one you can go to.
Instagram.
I want to know from you guys, what are you into? What's getting your popcorn popping?
You know the answer for me. I
What is-
wish it changed. I think I'm too old to have different things that I'm into now.
I think when you break 50, you're allowed to have things like set in your way. But before that, you're allowed to switch it up still.
What am I into?
Westworld.
You watching West? You
No.
watch West?
No. I just heard
Walking
about it.
Dead.
Everyone else seems to be into this.
So into Westworld. I really do live my life overhearing what other people say about shows. So I hear that Westworld is great. Everything in the real world is like Westworld.
Yeah.
I don't know what the show's about.
Same thing with Black Mirror. Everyone's like,
Mirror.
you'll never touch your phone again. I'm like, cool, I won't watch the show. I love my phone.
One of the most beautiful things I've ever watched on TV is an episode of Black Mirror, though.
Yeah?
It's the only happy episode they ever did.
That's fun.
It's really good.
I've been watching that 70s show on repeat. Just keep watching it.
You know,
fun.
you can download your stuff onto Netflix now. There's a feature that they like a limited amount of their content, not just original, because they don't let you download their Marvel shit, which really didn't make me happy. But you can also download other shows like Parks and Rec and The Office. And I downloaded the first season of The Flash because I'm going on a plane tomorrow to Europe, and I'm excited about
Name
that.
drop.
Name drop.
Ooh,
So
that's-
do you have it forever? Once you download it, or does
you
it
have it for
disappear?
a while, and it's a really small file. Like, it was only 2 gigs to download 22 episodes of an hour-long show.
What?
Yeah, it was really...
Is it low quality?
I mean, it's on my phone, so if you said it was 1080p or, like, a high-end non-HD, I don't think I could tell you the difference. So,
Yeah.
It looks really good, though.
I'm
and I like
glad they
that.
did that though. I didn't think that Netflix would do something like that because I feel like that just makes people going to be like, oh, I'll download the movies and then I'll cancel my subscription.
Yeah.
But they
But
did
I,
it anyway.
I bet it goes away when you,
like after a couple days,
right? Wouldn't that be your authentication process, is having a Netflix account?
But there's some nerd who's gonna figure it out that goes into the system and is like, oh, here, if I just twist this button, it won't go away.
Well, nerds figure out everything. That's their
Everything.
thing.
Proud of you guys.
Everything.
SourceFed nerd.
That's why they're so good at cunnilingus.
So good at cunnilingus.
They'll figure it out.
The term nerm though, the
I like that one better.
the
Term
term
nerm.
nerm. The term nerd though has changed. I feel like when I was in high school, like a nerd was more of a smart person, but now it's more of a
Person obsessed with things from their childhood.
yeah,
The person who
from a
only
childhood,
likes
yeah.
one thing a lot.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm a nerd
He's
too.
right here.
Yeah, I'm thinking though, like what you were saying, like once you hit 50, then you're like, you can't, like then you could be like, all right, I'm not watching nothing new.
Yeah.
Like I can't see myself still watching anime at 50.
Yeah.
I'd be proud of you if you were.
I
Okay,
will.
I went to a friend's birthday party over the weekend, and he's turning 24. So he had a wine tasting for his 24th
Ooh,
birthday. And
fancy.
I actually had fun because I've had different types of alcohol. I've never had red wine before.
That's a 24-year-old trying to be a 30-year-old.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And like, I still had fun, and we all had fun because everyone there was really cool. But I was like, man, even up until like I'm 45, I want a Batman themed birthday party. I don't give a shit. Give me the
Yeah.
mask. I want to run around with a cape on. Don't judge me, my own children.
That's your
all right.
Don't-
You're
Yeah.
all my Robins.
Don't judge me, kids. I didn't let have a themed party.
Oh, and also, it's a surprise. You guys got to plan it and not tell me what day it is. All the way up till I'm 60. All right.
Yeah. I think about that as it pertains to like video games all the time.
Yeah.
Like I love video games, but I only play like 3.
Mhm.
And I want to be able. I was looking at if you have Xbox Live, it tells you how many years you've been on
Oh,
Xbox
no.
Live.
YouTube
Like it's
started doing that?
predominantly featured.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's not a fair number to
Mine
see.
says like 15 years, if not like 20 years by this point. And I'm not like ashamed of it at
Yeah.
all.
No, you
I
should be proud.
One of the
wouldn't wanna
original
know.
shit talkers.
I wouldn't want to know how much time that I've like spent.
Yeah.
Wait, only tells you how much you spent on Xbox Live or Xbox in general.
No, how long you've been like a member of Xbox Live.
Oh, I thought it was telling you how much time you spent on it. I'm like,
That's
oh
bad.
no.
No,
sad.
because I know
Yeah.
YouTube will show you how many minutes people have watched of your videos, and
Yeah.
it shows like 1,000 years, and I'm like, oh my god,
I've
it was-
taken 1,000 years.
I
from
own
people.
that from people. You don't
Yeah.
get that back.
Yeah. Well, think about like, it's easy to get sad about that, but
Mhm.
it's easy to also be like, how much of their time was spent like figuring out what their own butt smells like? Like there are worse things
Mhm.
you could spend your time on.
Oh,
Like, unless you
yeah.
have a timer for everything, you're not allowed to feel bad that people have spent 18 years watching your videos.
Actually, there's this graphic novel I was reading from one of my favorite writers, Brian K. Vaughan. It's called Paper Girls, and it's in 1980s. They're paper girls. Like,
I've
they'll go
wanted
and
to
throw
start
it.
that for a while.
It's really interesting, and like basically it's a time travel adventure. And I don't need to get into too many stories, but one of the characters gets like touched by this thing, and it causes her to see her life flash before her eyes. And she's only like 13, so there's not much to show. And basically, all you get to see what she sees, and it's her beating this same. What's that game where the slider moves around the bottom and this ball bounces and breaks all the
it's
bricks?
like Brick Breaker.
Yeah, basically it's her beating that and then like losing at the last level and starting all over again. Like that's all she sees, and she's like, "That's it. That's it. Those are the highlights of my life." And she like has like a change of heart because of it, and like it's just like this small moment where I was like, "Damn, if I had that happen to me, man, it's just gonna be me reading and then me being. I don't even know. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's gonna be." But I was like, "Man, I should do more." After reading that, I'm like, that's the best
Yeah.
representation of that.
I was
Right.
thinking about that this weekend because I was like being quiet for a couple hours, and I was like, but I was thinking a lot. So you know, all the kinds of stuff goes on in your head. But if from the outside perspective, people can't hear or see that. So to the outside, you're just like,
But it's so loud in your
yeah,
head.
it's so loud in my
Yeah.
head. Yeah. But yeah,
I like to talk to myself. I used to be.
You talk to yourself
self-conscious
out
of it.
loud?
Man, I do this thing where I where I like to imagine scenarios in my head, and then like sometimes my body will react to the scenario without any like I'm in like line at Vaughn's, and like in my head I'm like, okay, if I was Wolverine right now, I'd be dodging a punch, and then I'll go ahead and dodge. Like I'll just like I'll move my shoulder out of the way, and I'm like,
Oop.
okay.
I've done that.
And like there's nothing to say. It's just like I got into my imagination.
Yeah.
You
I've
felt
done
it.
that many times, but it usually involves a car accident, like being in a car accident. Like I wonder how much it would suck to drive into that truck a lot. Like normally,
Yeah.
if I'm just like sitting at a stoplight for a long time and I see like a 18-wheeler, I was like, what if I just drove into it? That would suck. And then I'll imagine it to the point where you could feel it. And then like, God forbid there's somebody in the passenger seat, we'll just be sitting there in silence, and then I'll be like, oh god, like, what the fuck just happened?
I
I was imagining driving into that truck. You're safe though. You should be all right.
I do that with walking near heights, like edges of buildings and stuff. I'm like, all of a sudden my legs start to get weak, and I'm like, I can imagine what happens when I hit the ground. I gotta get away from this right now. I
need to
move.
feel it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what happens when you're in shop class and you just look at the fucking the saw and you're like, I need to touch it. I need to touch it.
That was so scary to me. I didn't
Somebody
like
stop
that.
me! I gotta touch it.
I didn't like woodshop class at all.
It's a
They took
scary
that out of our
class.
school.
Yeah.
They closed that down. They didn't let any kids do that. They kept losing fingers.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
You don't need to learn that.
No,
Very important, but you don't gotta learn it.
But, like, you
is it that
should
important?
know.
I should know how to do my taxes before I know how to do woodworking.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that fucking bullshit.
I still don't know.
Hey, if you're a college and you're watching, you're part of some like scholastic whatever, don't have freshman experience.
What
That
does
doesn't
mean?
matter because you don't. What they do in freshman experience is like they teach you how to live next to somebody.
Is this
Or
a
they
class?
teach you how to like. It's like a bullshit class that everybody passes, but as you're a freshman, you have to take it so you know how to like assimilate into the college whatever universe. But they don't teach shit like taking out a loan, paying your taxes, like shit that everybody needs to know. No college that I know of, and I know of all of them.
The full
I know
curriculum.
everything. But no college that I've ever been to or ever heard of teaches shit like that. Just like regular life shit.
Yeah.
Above like, let's read poetry. Fuck your poetry until you know how to take out a loan. Because there's going to be shit as soon as you graduate that you need to learn, that you need to know to have an adult life.
The kids need to know what a haiku is.
They do need that.
They
But
no.
I can teach
They do
anyone
not.
that. I can teach
No.
anyone that in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes.
I don't need a 3-week like curriculum of like a structure of a haiku.
Right.
I mean, like, no, the art's obviously really important, and like
Of
I
course.
feel like if I had kids, I'd be like, hey, you guys want to learn an instrument? You're gonna hate a lot of it, but it's gonna teach. You gotta learn you gotta learn to love some things that you don't want to do as well. So
You
like,
do.
so it's a little hard. Like sometimes I'm not a fucking parent. I'm like I barely even know how to like wipe properly. So it's like
I've seen him do it. It's atrocious.
it takes a long
It's
time.
like he's finger painting back there.
But it's like I don't know. Some people are like, I want my kid to decide themselves. I'm like, that's great. You should teach them that they have the freedom to make choices in life, but also sometimes like make them do something that they don't want to do, because shockingly in life you have to do a lot of things that you don't want to do.
And getting used to it is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you spend your entire if you have a kid and you spend their entire childhood trying to like convince them that like, you know, keep them away from losing, they're going to grow up and lose, and it's going to really suck.
Yeah, they're not gonna know how to handle it.
Yeah, but then also don't bully your kids. So like, yeah, like I said, I've been watching That 70s Show, and the dad on there, Red, is the example of that.
Right.
He's just mean to his kids.
He's just like
man?
the classic.
Forehead man.
Forehead
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Classic
classic
Wisconsin
70s
dad. Mad. Doesn't
Dude,
work.
If you're watching this right now and you want to don't change my cameras when I'm settling in. If you just want, you did it again. If you just want to make a lot, I'm going to look at this camera regardless of where it's at. So you can put it on Will right now, and I'll still be looking dead at this one.
I wouldn't mind if you put it on me. There
If
it
you're
is.
watching this right now and it's your goal to make a lot of money as a grown up, learn a trade, because everybody wants to grow up and be a fucking Vine superstar and shit like that. But you're not going to have skills that translate to the rest of the world. If you start being a plumber right now, your job might suck for a couple hours a day, but you're going to have so much money because no one else wants to do that shit. And then you could show up when somebody gets some hair stuck in their drain and say, that's going to be $800. And that motherfucker's going to be like, well, I guess so. No one else wants to do it. And zoom in, you have $800.
Yes, you do. And all you have to do is fix a drain.
Now there's a lot of work out there that's trade stuff that like will make you, if you like stick with it for a couple years, you'll make a shit ton of money. Or you can just like learn to make your own business, and then you just make more money off of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like even like thinking about it, like we don't glamorize it as much as other things, but like that's not fair. Like it's not like.
No,
There are
it's
important jobs that
respectable
people need to
learn
do.
A trade.
Yeah.
Dude, my wife, name drop, is a hairdresser, and it's not like automation is going to take over for people's hair growing at some
Let's
point.
hope.
I mean,
Yeah.
God forbid there's no anti-hair. Well, you can get your shit lasered and then it never goes back. Don't do that because you'll drive my family out of business. But no, people's hair is never gonna stop growing. People are never gonna stop getting that hair stuck in their fucking drain.
Yep.
Be a plumber, please. You could still have a Twitter account and be a plumber.
That's so
you could
funny,
live
though.
both of your best lives.
I feel bad because I come from like a worker bee family. Like everybody like has a job, and I
And
like
you're a YouTuber.
yeah, I'm an artist.
shit.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. No
I've-
technical skill, bitch.
I've never seen someone tune out as hard as this person at the same party I was at this weekend. But to be fair, this person sings opera, so I'm like, hey man, we're on the let's be real right now on when it comes to fringe of the arts. Like we're not in the mainstream of things. Like I was talking about, like I'm like working on a comic book that I'm writing, and I'm like, I've never seen someone tune out so fast from a conversation. I was like, and as soon as he did, I was like, oh, okay, I can actually leave now. Good.
Did
I'm
he
like,
explain
good.
all of his fucking
Yes.
singing bullshit? You have to sit through all of his
no,
opera
and he
bullshit?
was like, did you? I'm like, I was like, hold on for a second. Wait, they write new operas? I thought you just did the same shit for years. And he's like, yeah, we write new ones. Like, yeah, people always write new ones. I was like, well, that makes sense, but I just never really thought about it.
Trying
And
to
like,
go
I was
viral.
like, hey, tell me about it. So I was like interested, and then this person was like, and then I was like, oh well, comic books, like they
then they
inform
tuned
the
out?
youth, and like all of a sudden he was like,
oh, fuck that kid.
and I was like, oh, and then like I spoke up, and he was like,
No, what a
And then
typical LA person that was.
and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go stand in the bathroom. And then I
Yeah.
went and stood in the bathroom.
You know what you do from now on, Sam? And I
Huh.
know you're not this type of person, but please work on changing yourself to be more like how I want you to be.
Perfect. Yes.
That
Hit
And
me
next
with it.
time you catch someone, especially if it's a stranger tuning out, just be like, you're tuning out.
Mhm.
You
And-
have to call him out.
No, that's really fun. And you're tuning out.
and you're tuning out.
Or if I just don't say you're tuning out, just like a, and we're back.
Anything.
Yeah.
and just keep
Yeah.
talking. As
Yeah.
Don't let him out of the conversation. Just
No. I listened to you for 20 minutes. Now you get to at least hear me finish my
Yeah.
sentence. All right, and we're gonna keep going.
no. You don't understand. I have all this opera shit in my head now that I can't get rid
that
of.
I had to forget important childhood memories to remember your bullshit. So go ahead.
I forgot a whole family vacation because you had to tell me about staccato.
Yeah.
I hope that's not how memory works. Like when you add something new, the earliest thing you forget.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't know how to
Scientists
do
are-
long division, but I know about all the shit I did in
Do
college.
you remember when we did the long division video and like someone
Yes.
yelled out, use remainders? And then I thought about it, I'm like, fucking remainders are what they stopped teaching you in 5th grade. 5th grade is like when you go to decimals. You go to decimals and that's
Yeah.
when it becomes something. And I was like, damn it.
I
I'm an
remember right
idiot.
around 2011 we switched to calculators. So
Yeah. Dude, writing a remainder is just telling the world that you're wrong by that much.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
oh, I'm
it's
off.
like it's 78 more or less.
yeah, in between.
Dumb.
I hate math. Ooh, I
I'm
hate
trying
math.
to change that about
Ooh,
me.
I hate math. I don't care. I mean, I know you. I mean, I didn't mean that towards you. I just mean
Yeah.
I don't care about math. I
Uh-huh.
try to. Like I was doing rent this weekend because we had to like only pay
A prorated amount.
pro rate, and I was
yeah.
like, okay, if we do the percentage, I only pay 29.7%, and we're gonna go ahead and figure that out from this. And we got this, and then I did the math again. I was like, oh wait, I'm off by $300.
Yeah.
Two completely different numbers and a letter the second time.
I want to know math because like that's like a dying language. Like after
Math?
about like 22, everybody's gonna be like, I don't like math.
No, it
I want to
really
be the
depends
only
on
one.
what you do, man. In our world, in our stupid, like, let's look at a camera and pretend to be funny
True.
world, no one gives a shit about math. But my mom is a financial analyst and just knows
Fucking
that
nerd.
shit.
Interesting. Fucking nerd, his mother.
She's so good
It's
at
like
it.
having a nerd for a mom.
Raising that family on that math money, you nerd.
You might be right. It might be our industry of people who are like
course it is.
creatives and whatnot.
We live. The more you realize that this Los Angeles place is just a bubble, and no other place in the country is like thinks like we think everybody should
Yeah.
and shit like that.
I'm going to New York next.
Go to New York. It's
That's
another
kinda
cool
like
bubble.
here, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It really
Another
is.
cool bubble
It's
to
another
live in.
bubble.
Go to Wisconsin for a week
Oh my
and do
god.
math.
Yeah.
I don't
Go
think
out
I-
into a prairie and do math. out
Learn
there.
math in Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
no, that's
Portland.
another
That's
bubble.
a bubble. Yeah. Like, wait, remember Dave Chappelle during his SNL thing was like he said he saw riots in Portland, and it was like that's the wrong place to be rioting. It was like, I mean, good to stand up for whatever, but it's like, who are you sticking it to
I
there?
think the same thing about LA sometimes. It's like everyone here not everyone. That's a dumb universal
No,
statement.
just go ahead and loop everybody in.
Generalize like me.
Everyone in the whole world.
Yeah.
No, I think just a lot of people feel similarly, and then when you go out and you do certain protests, it does show that you're standing in solidarity
Yeah,
with
that's
other people,
cool.
so
Yeah.
the world can see that, and that's very helpful. But I think, you're not changing like your neighbor's mind.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because you're all on the same page for the
Yeah.
most part.
You all came
Yeah.
from the same building.
Yeah.
yeah, I was involved in a lot of like youth activism throughout like high school and whatnot. And I go to the protests on the weekend. I'd be like, we're all just like yelling at ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all like they're in the building, they see us, and they're not doing anything.
The
Yeah.
windows are closed.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's about something else entirely.
Mm-hmm. Who is that?
Oh, they're filming over there.
Should we be?
But we're filming over here,
yeah,
so who
should we-
takes precedent?
wait, Should we?
That's Benjamin Franklin.
Should we? Oh, little sneak peek.
Okay, guys, it's only going to be a 23-minute podcast.
Yeah,
this
we're all
week.
done.
No, we
I
did
had a
like
great
earlier.
time and I learned a lot.
What was I gonna say? I mean, I did one protest when I was a kid. It was when like California was doing the Prop 8 stuff. If you guys don't know, Prop 8. If you voted yes, that
It's the
meant
weed stuff.
It meant, there you go. It meant that voting yes meant
You
that
think porn stars should smoke weed with a condom?
into a condom. That's the one.
Into a
yeah.
condom. Oh my God.
Voting yes meant marriage between it's only a man and a woman, like by law, like you couldn't do anything about it. If you voted no, it means like anyone, like you can, like gay people get married. So I did one protest when I was a kid. It was very eye opening as a child.
Oh yeah.
know
There's
what?
people of all kinds at everything. Yeah.
Alaskan bush people is also very eye opening.
Do they protest?
I don't think. No, I don't think so up there. I think they're good.
I remember that one
Yeah.
of my first protests was like kids in my hometown like to graffiti because it's the ghetto, and there was this huge thing. They were like, "Is graffiti art or is it bad?" But then it brings the question: there's a difference between graffiti and tagging. And I remember I had to go in front of. Yeah, it's really different. I really do like graffiti. Graffiti
Yeah.
totally is an art, but then there's tag. If you go in a building and write your name on a table, you asshole. That's tagging.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
100%. But there are also the more you learn about it, it's like,
Yeah.
and I love graffiti,
Yeah.
but also just writing on somebody else's shit, like that's somebody else's entire life experience,
Yeah.
and then they ended up however they came into that money, whether they worked their ass off for it or whether they were given it or whether it was bestowed upon them, whatever, they worked their ass off to have an establishment with a table that you just fucking put your initials on.
Just put your initials on.
But there's
yeah.
a lot of things within certain taggers will add things and write their name in such a way where it incorporates like certain styles are from different parts of the country, and then certain like emblems or ways they end letters will tell you like what affiliation they have.
Really?
Yeah.
And so it's all
I
fascinating.
thought it was just like an acronym or something.
There
I mean,
are-
I never really.
but
looked
there are
into it.
different levels of like there
Yeah.
are different techniques. Like you could tell when something's shitty and just there for whatever reason.
And there are legal graffiti areas, it's like especially in the Bay. There are places that you can
And
go.
Venice
and do
has
it.
a giant wall that's
yeah.
that's very popular.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. So yeah, I think graffiti. It's like it's a fine line. If you do it, I mean, I'm also down for illegal graffiti too, which I shouldn't say, but just if it's on my stuff, I'd probably be mad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
it's,
if you
it's
see Will's
difficult.
car, go ahead and tag
just
it up.
tag it because
No,
I
he's
asked
fine
for
with
it.
it. Yeah. No,
if
my
it's dope though.
my personal favorite is when they do it on toilet seats, and I'm like, "Damn, you got down on your damn hands and knees, and you did this to this public, or when they do it to mirrors, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to look in the mirror, like I just wanted to see, and then they're gonna come and take it
Yeah.
away, and now we don't have that piece of metal on the wall anymore.
Yeah.
I would rather look through graffiti 1,000 times than to sift through some shitty fucking independent band stickers to see myself in the mirror.
You know, there were
There's
like
restaurants
stickers.
that do that too. Sorry, what you
I'm just saying stickers. I don't like stickers, and I know
No.
a lot of people love stickers.
Yeah.
I think they ruin everything.
No, I had one as a kid. It was a big SpongeBob one. I put it on my CD player. I got like a portable Walkman, and it ruined. Like it didn't
Yeah.
like. I almost put it inside, but but it ruined the outside. I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
I just as they try to sneak in with the, and I hope I'm not offending anybody, but they try to sneak in with the graffiti people. Like we're sticker artists. We make our shit on a sticker, and then we slap it where all the graffiti is. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
man, you slapped a wall and ran away,
ran
they
away.
stayed there for a day and a half trying to get the shading on Malcolm X's nose
Yeah.
perfect.
I
Like,
gotta
don't
get into
fucking.
I want to get into that art.
Vans off the
Yeah.
wall.
There was this one artist, or I think several artists kind of do that. They get the what is it? The stickers from the post office,
Yeah.
and they would like draw something different on them every time, and then put that up there.
Stamps?
Yeah.
And it's still like, yes, stamps.
It's like stickers from the post office.
No, really, yeah,
You know, you lick them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've seen that. That's really cool.
You take them a square inch at a time with your political beliefs.
It's a square inch.
I saw someone turn. Who's on the $20 bill? Abraham
Hamilton?
Lincoln.
Abraham Stinkin.
Abraham Lincoln. Wait, whatever Bill Lincoln's on. 5.
Is Hamilton? That's the 20?
He's on 10.
Jackson.
Jackson's on 20.
Thank you, Chris.
Hamilton's on 10. Is that?
I haven't had
Chris,
cash
is that
since
right?
1997, so I don't know.
I love getting new bills though. It's really nice. But I saw a video where someone turned Abe Lincoln into Bill Murray. They like just shaded it right. It was really cool. Like they made
Really?
it look just like Bill Murray.
Bill
Yeah.
Murray's like a legend now, huh?
Bill
Bill
Murray
Murray's awesome.
is
Yeah.
a national treasure.
Well, how do you do that? Be in a bunch of good movies for like 30 plus years, then you a legend?
Yeah.
Has he had bad ones? You ever seen a Bill Murray movie? You're like, fuck
I'm
it.
sure there are a
Garfield
ton of
2.
bad ones.
Garfield.
Tale of Two Kitties.
He was in that?
I don't know if that's the full title, but there were 2 Garfields.
How many
in one
Jennifer
movie.
Love Hewitts were in that movie?
One. Maybe just one.
Just the one?
At least she's in the first one, thank God.
I don't remember Garfield at all.
You don't need to.
Not the movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to watch the cartoon,
Bless you.
and I couldn't tell you whether it was on Nickelodeon or Saturday morning cartoons or whatever, but I love that. The
Me too.
Saturday morning cartoon got me into the, like, I would buy the books, and they, they all have the. Is my Garfield story not interesting enough?
I
for you,
I was
Sam?
yawning for a multitude of reasons. I pounded a meatball sub in about 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
those
Thought
are
it a
all.
meatball
I would be
monster.
Yeah, I am. It's catching up to me fast.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yes, the cartoon.
yes.
It was so good. And okay, I remember I got scared by one of them because like the medallions gave you powers or something,
Uh-huh.
right? Like
Yeah.
they had they found medallions and they put them in like a giant dragon like thing, and it was so cool.
It was really cool.
It was so cool, and they had like grandpa. They have a grandpa. They had
Yeah,
a grandpa.
Jackie, one more thing. Very inappropriate. Not cool, but yeah.
It was Alan
hilarious.
Tudyk who did it. Yeah.
This is a white guy. who did it?
I loved it, though. I too loved it.
Ah man, I miss it so much.
American
it was so
anime.
Cool. American anime.
Yeah.
Is
But-
that considered American anime?
Nah, but it's like they made it like anime, especially because like American cartoons back then didn't really like continue. Like the next episode was usually something different,
Different
but for that
story,
show,
yeah.
it was like, oh, it continues.
Mhm.
So I loved it. And there's that guy that yells out every move before he does it. I remember laughing about that every time.
It's such a good show. I miss
Yeah.
those WB shows. There was one where it was like cubics, and it was this robot made out of cubes. Couldn't describe it.
Oh.
Couldn't describe it more for you because I got it at a Burger King. I got the toy at a Burger King. and
Cubic
I
sounds
broke
familiar.
It, and I cried.
I feel like I didn't like Cubics though.
Do you guys like Beetleborgs?
No, man.
Did you watch it? Did you?
I didn't like any of that. I didn't like the Power Rangers or
Yeah.
VR Troopers, Big Bag Beetleborgs.
Can I
This
do it?
That
Cubics.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I-
Cubics.
Can I do a quick humble brag?
That's a show
Oh,
that was
please.
made so they could sell toys.
yeah.
Yep.
Without question.
Can I do a humble brag? One of the
You
Beetle.
used to get babysat by one of the fucking Beetleborgs.
One of the Beetleborgs was my babysitter,
Uh,
and he just recently followed me on Twitter again.
Somebody explain to Sam what a humble brag
Is
is.
that it?
Because that's not one of them.
I think it is.
When did Beetleborgs not become cool?
Sam is like, my uncle gave me a Hummer. That's a Hummer.
That's a
brag.
hum.
No one's like,
Hey.
what are the fucking Beetleborgs?
Yeah, some people are like, at least John. People be like,
Oh my
Call
god.
me-
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was John. You were talking about that. Too.
Call me when you're getting raised by an animorph.
If my grandpa
Man.
gave me a Hummer, I would be so happy. I think it's a bad car, bad for the environment, but I would just sit in it.
Yeah.
I would never drive it.
it's
'cause-
the equivalent of like a lawn chair.
Yeah, that would be the dopest lawn chair for $30,000.
Park it on the deck.
Yeah,
Guys, gonna a little brag.
I saw him.
These are
I'm not gonna
beautiful,
lie.
by the way.
I saw him.
For those just participating in the audio part, Sam got new boots.
It's because you're going backpacking through Europe
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Good thing I'm breaking them in the day before I leave for.
That's what you wanna do.
Yeah, I want to definitely walk in brand new shoes over Europe and for 2 weeks. But
How
no,
long? How long are you gonna be on the airplane for?
Going there
2
is
weeks.
13. It's 13 hours. I get off the plane, turn right back around, and then it's 13 hours to get there because layovers, and then
You better have
22 hours
fun.
to come back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Beautiful boots, though. They look like they were made out of somebody else's fancy room in their house.
It was
handcrafted.
Like
a
if
bunch
somebody,
of cigar rooms
Yeah.
put together.
if somebody cut up a big dining room table and a couch.
I used to be all about boots until you gave me those green shoes, and then I just was like, "Oh, fuck boots."
Now I'm gonna try these out. We're gonna see how it is. I'm a fan so far, but they're not as comfy as my running shoes.
You gotta put some insoles in there.
Yeah.
Definitely put some insoles.
Don't be afraid of them, baby.
Thank you.
They need to invent shoes that feel like these shoes, but look like boots. I would love boots that felt like running shoes.
You know, Jordan makes boots, or like Nike makes boots.
Do they? And they're like comfortable?
Yeah,
Phil's
not
old editor.
but not that like look like that. 100%. They make like cool rain boots and cool like all weather boots, but they don't have the rustic like I drive a motorcycle that I had to put together myself feel to them.
Do I look like that kind of guy?
Right now you do.
You can pull it off
Thank
or you
you.
look like a white kid who's about to go to Europe for 2 weeks.
tomorrow.
I'm glad I fit the stereotype.
The new stereotype.
Wait,
that
sorry.
was just made up.
Jordans, there's rain boots for basketball. Why would they run around in those?
I might have misspoke when I said Jordans, but
okay.
Nike will make
Oh,
boots.
Nike.
And the purpose is to make them with the comfort of the Nikes, which
Is-
is revolutionary.
is
Comfort,
Nike your
not
brand?
Sponsored.
Is that like your favorite? Is Nike your favorite?
I don't have like I'll only buy this, but I like them a lot. I like a bunch of a myriad of different things that they make.
Ricky.
Sometimes Ricky does hand motions, and I can't tell if he's leaving or coming.
I don't know what that meant. I was like, 2 minutes or?
Dude, that could either be like, "Hey, I'm here to hang out for a minute," or "I just quit and I'm gone forever."
Oh yeah, totally. Peace.
Wait, Ricky, I have a question. Does Nike sponsor college? Does Nike sponsor like Oregon?
They're a huge sponsorship of college sports.
Which one? But is there like a main college?
Oregon. Nike's based in Oregon, and the founder and the whole they have cool jerseys, lots of Nike stuff.
Doesn't Jordan have one team? The Jordan brand, don't they do like one football team or like one basketball team?
Jordan apparel is more widespread these days.
Sure.
I didn't know that. They support one team that like they like hook them up with
I
stuff.
thought I misspoke.
That's what we thought,
though.
but probably not. But no,
Oh.
no. But no, Nike. My friend went. I was just trying to remember if that was like a real story or not because he went to Oregon.
He's the guy. He's the famous runner guy.
John
Yeah.
Fountain,
Fontaine,
Fondant.
Prefontaine. He had they model a lot of shoe technology after him, like the waffle on the bottom of the shoes. Like the reason why I like sneakers so much and I gotten so into sneaker culture over the past like 7 to 10 years is because there's a story that goes into every part of a good, well-designed sneaker. Like everything happens for a reason, like a fucking painting or something. And a lot of them are just made to be made. But the good ones and the ones that have like stories behind them, like I could tell you that, oh no, I'm going to misspeak a lot.
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
I think the 95 Air Max, the design is people say it's either modeled after a human rib cage and lungs, or a lot of people say it's modeled after like dropping a pebble in the water, the ripple effect.
Oh.
And I hope I'm saying the right sneaker.
Very popular in Asia.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Air Max. Well, they're fucking comfortable as shit, man.
I never had.
You want some comfortable shoes that you could walk around in forever?
Yeah.
Air
Yeah.
Max,
I
not
honestly
sponsored.
do. Is that Nike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some shoes that are garbage, but I still love them. Converse. They're basically just felt sewn on to soles.
Converse,
Yeah.
they're
They're
an
a piece of
institution.
I
However,
used to like them, but
Why?
like
When did people? I don't know when sports were like, yeah, this is a good shoe for them to run around in.
ain't. Man, if
before
you're
they
on the
knew.
basketball court, I get it, but anywhere else, if there's a rock around, like, ugh.
yeah.
No, they were like basketball shoes. I was like, I still don't get it though. It's
Yeah.
like they're not comfortable and you're jumping. Like that can't be good.
So you're
No.
talking about Chuck Taylors.
Chuck
You're
Taylors.
not necessarily talking about Converse overall because the Converse makes a shoe called the Weapon, which is a basketball shoe and it has more support and there's more stuff.
The weapon?
But you're thinking about Chuck Taylors, which really haven't changed since like
They came out with it,
1950 or whatever.
yeah.
But they recently made a Chuck 2, which is a little more sturdy. Around the canvas part's a little more sturdy, so you feel like you're in there more. And it has an insole, so it's supposed to be more. Second yawn from Sam. It is a little bit more comfortable, but I haven't put my foot in them yet, so I can't tell you exactly.
I want to get those shoes that you put your individual toes into.
There's shoes that you put your individual toes in.
Did you not see those?
No.
That was a
Oh,
big
like-
fad for a while.
My
No.
friend Steve Walter wears those. Calling him out.
Is that
Yeah.
cool now?
No.
It's not
Oh.
cool, but it's
Okay.
probably
Never was.
comfortable as fuck.
But I really want to try them because I tried them on at a sports chalet and I got so anxious because 2 of my toes got caught in one of the holes and I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
die.
no.
Like it's like this weird claustrophobic feeling and I was like, I have to just try again and feel what it feels like to have each toe individually separated in those things.
Right
Oh,
away, I
wow.
got several questions.
Go hit me.
And if you want to alternate, we could do that.
Okay.
Do you wear socks with shoes that you put your toes into individually?
Oh my
You
God.
can.
Can?
They have toed socks.
No,
So
that
not
sounds
regular
bad.
socks.
Not regularly, no.
So now, question number 2. You tried on shoes with individual toes with socks?
No.
So you tried on shoes with individual toes that other strangers have?
Totally put on. Wait, did you see the
You're one-
toes, or is it covered up? But
No,
you
see
know the
toes.
toes.
You see the
I'm so
Okay.
surprised. This seems like a thing that you would get.
I think so too. Honestly, yeah.
I feel like for hiking and shit, so you can grip
Hiking.
mud.
Yeah. No, they like. I like that
totally
because I
get it.
like climbing shit, and I like that. I like that. Like
Please
climbing-
explain what you're doing with your fingers.
those are the
now.
toes. Sorry, these are. Listen to my toes grabbing something. I like that sound where they climb up. You can climb up a tree. No, dude, I did swim, and you all have to shower all together. So if any one dude had athlete's foot from something,
Yep.
everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
Everybody gets a ringworm from time to time.
You gotta have it's a rite of passage in any sport.
Do you want to get married? You're gonna have to present her with a ringworm.
You're gonna share a bed together and share showers together in the future. Might as well get that out of the way.
I can't believe you were on the swim team and the
It's-
singing team.
It's fun. It was
Varsity
unbelievable.
singing.
I lost
Yeah.
a lot of weight during that time. I did not have time to do anything else. Grades dropped fast.
Really?
Yeah. Did not last long.
Wait, you did them both at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everyone.
Scholastic Sam.
By the way, I really like the word scholastic.
Me too,
Oh, it's a
man.
good
It's
one.
nice. It's nice to hear because I used to. Okay, I just thought about this. How fucking cool was it when you had a Scholastic book fair at your school?
That was the
Oh,
best.
Wasn't it so
yeah.
fucking cool? You're like, I'm gonna buy some fucking erasers.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
see who won a Newbery Award this year.
Oh my god, I hope it's my. What was that one book? Do you remember this when we
Where
were
the
kids?
sidewalk ends.
Wait, what's that one? I remember that. Why
It's
do
a
I
book
remember?
of poetry.
Oh, poetry. There was one book where basically like a bunch of kids sent vegetables up into space with weather balloons, and then all of a sudden, giant vegetables started to fall to Earth, and you found out that a bunch of aliens were like looking at Earth and they dropped all their produce out, but people like started thinking that these kids could make vegetables huge. Oh man, guys in the comments down below, let me know what it is.
Someone will know.
And tweet it at me because that was a book that was so cool when I was a kid. Because like a giant pumpkin like landed in like Wisconsin, people turned it into a giant jack-o'-lantern, and it was so cool.
Cloudy
sounds
with a
like-
chance
yeah.
of vegetables.
That's the one.
Which Steve did the music for the website on. You can see it on his IMDb.
That movie's real good.
I never saw it.
Oh, it's so funny.
Is it
It's
really?
so funny. Yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
when you moved to LA, did you also make a rule that you wouldn't be friends with someone unless they had a sturdy IMDb presence?
Like,
I've
I
had that
can't
rule
talk
since
to
I
you.
was 3.
Ricky is my last friend that I allowed into my life who doesn't have
You weren't on Transformers?
many mentions.
Have you seen my page?
No, I assume that you didn't.
Bad assumption.
Ooh, bad assumption. Ooh, Ricky's over there.
I would love to not have you as a friend anymore, but now you fit the criteria.
I fill the prerequisites.
There you go.
Ricky was somehow involved in every Terminator movie. Something
In
really
some
impressive.
capacity. That's really cool.
Even the first.
Even the
yeah,
first
even
one.
the first.
That's my new goal is to get an insignificant credit on like an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I just
you can
wanted
do
to
it.
do that.
You could do
think
that.
so?
Yeah. Who was it? Cassim G was in the 4th
He
Transformers
was.
movie. I'm like, I can make it into
He
it eventually.
was. He was just like on a computer or something.
No, I mean, he had 2 roles. Like he had a role that came back later in the movie, and I was like, wait, why is? What? How did he do this? I like that. I think
no,
it's really funny.
He
But
was in
just,
the Transformers. I didn't see that. I'm thinking of from Community. What's his name?
Oh,
Not Donald Glover, but his friend Danny Pudi is
Danny
in
Pudi.
Avengers or Captain America.
Captain
for-
America Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He's a tech dude that
Yeah.
just pops up.
You're a nerd.
Hit me with it.
You're a nerd.
Can I ask you a question about the new Star Wars movie and more specifically the billboards and advertisements?
Go for it.
Why does it look like they're in Sandals, Jamaica?
Because okay, think about it. How many movies have we gone to a desert planet?
All of them.
Every single way we got into a whole movie where we went to the snow. We had a whole movie where we went to the woods. We haven't been to the beach planet yet. Now we're at the beach.
Now they're in the Caribbean.
That sounds cool. I really want to see Rogue One because it's like a Star Wars movie for millennials. Like they're like, we got your multi-ethnic cast. We know you guys like women now, so the women's in the lead. It's like, yeah,
she's the main person.
Yeah,
she's doing it.
It took them 40 years to show up, but they're here now.
Dope.
I honestly, I'm not too excited, mainly just because like I see the trailers and I'm like, don't we know where this all ends up? Yeah, Ricky's feeling the same way.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't we know? Like at the end of this movie is supposed to be the first 10 minutes of A New Hope. So you're like,
yeah. So I heard that, like,
Yeah.
I hope it's not a spoiler, but like I heard that like Darth Vader says some line in A New Hope, and they heard the lines and wrote an entire movie off of a couple of those lines.
oh no, I think the intro, you know, like how all Star Wars movies have the rolling text in the beginning. I think the intro for Rogue One was shown during like a Jimmy Kimmel panel where like it's the one paragraph where they say accidentally, but it's like that one paragraph where people are saying like a crew were able to steal the plans for the Death Star, and then since it's like, you know, it's on a tilted scroll, it flattens out, and then you fly through the text, and it becomes Star Wars Rogue One, and like that's like the story is this one paragraph in the beginning of A New Hope.
I'm excited that it's like that.
Yeah, it's just that paragraph that explains like what's gonna happen.
I'm really into that though, because like when they were first made, when George Lucas was like writing the first A New Hope in 1970, whatever, he was like, all right, then they stole some shit, and they went and made $100 million off of 2 sentences.
Yeah.
That's like really incredible.
It's gonna do well. It's gonna make a shit ton of money, and they're gonna make their Boba Fett movies, and they're gonna make all of it. But you know what?
Can't you make really good, compelling story? It doesn't matter that you know the climax to like the one big story that everybody remembers. You know.
Well, you almost asked something. Do you think they can make something like different?
But can't like I was trying to think of a good example to equate it to, but like can't you know the big story with Luke and Darth Vader and all that? There's so many other people in the universe. You can't be like, oh, there's no other compelling stories to tell just because we know like the third.
This
yarn
seems
from
more
Sam.
interesting to me. Like honestly, the first ones, even though I think they were good, like they seemed a little bit like plain. But the new one, like from what I've seen with the trailer, it looks like super like action packed and whatnot.
I'm gonna be honest. There were fun moments of The Force Awakens, but overall, I thought it was a waste of time because it was the same story we'd already seen.
I thought it was visually
It was nothing
interesting.
new, and all of a sudden you were like, yeah, it's visually, but all of a sudden, like, it started out really cool where you're like, oh shit, we got a cool stormtrooper, and you're like, okay, he's like the guy, and then immediately we're thrown into like the entire, like everything just happens really fast, and then
Super
like,
fast,
and then they slow down at moments where you're like, and here's old person you like, and here's another old person like, and then we're gonna speed up, and then we're slowing down to something that you saw coming a mile away, and then we're at the end where you're with another old person that you like.
See that story? I'm out of my fucking realm here, for
I
sure.
feel so
Sorry,
bad.
wrestling.
But
I feel
okay,
bad.
so let's say the button.
If you're like J.J. Abrams and everybody's like, all right, you get to make the new Star Wars movie, you're like, please don't let me fuck this up.
Yeah.
Hey, he brought Star Trek back. Star Trek was fucking great.
Yeah.
I had a fucking blast during the
really
first movie.
was.
Yeah, it made it so much fun.
Yeah, it
Little
really
time
was.
travel. Old
That
Spock.
inspired me. Like the scenes of Spock as a kid. Like,
Yeah,
when
they
they're
were
like
cool.
bullying him and whatnot. Oh yeah, J.J. Abrams knows what he's doing.
It's like Barry, but with Spock.
Is that like the Barack Obama movie?
Yeah. Can you just substitute Spock for everything that Barry did? And now Spock smoked weed for a day.
Michelle Obama. I gotta
Uh,
see that. I want to see the young Barack Obama movies.
There's a
Yeah.
bunch right now. There's the one I wanted to see where it was like the first date between
him and Michelle.
which
Yeah.
like they just the actors seem so charismatic. I was like, I want to watch it, but I didn't. It came and went. I don't know where it is now.
Yeah,
so.
I thought it'd be bigger. I'm
I
into
don't know.
going to the movies now. Like you go to the movies alone a lot, right?
Yeah, the movies are the fucking best. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. Like if you like, there's a Cinemark theater because that's really big all over the country except for in LA. But there's one in North Hollywood, and the tickets are like $7.50, so they're cheaper
That's
than everywhere
cheap.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the theaters are smaller, so you have to buy them quicker. But you can like go watch movies like by yourself, and they add the recliner seats, and they have like way more selections for food, and it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck, this is so nice.
That's,
Like
it's very comforting.
I went and saw The Good Dragon, Pete's Dragon, like that one Disney movie that came out this year, the remake.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good, but it was cheap, and so I watched it, and I was like, you know, it was a fun like popcorny dumb movie.
Yeah, and honestly, movie theaters are so comfortable. If you fall asleep in the movie theater, I think you spent your money right.
Yeah.
Like, so I can't fall asleep like that at home.
I
Like-
definitely I fell asleep when I saw Force Awakens, and that was a IMAX ticket at Universal. So I was like, that's a $30 nap. It wasn't worth it.
Dude, you should walk out with a copy of the goddamn movie if they charge you $30.
Yeah, I need to walk out with a
you
USB
don't get to.
drive.
You don't get to. Keep, sometimes they won't give you a poster. They won't let you keep the glasses, and I'm just like, come on.
I would be if somebody charged me $35 for a movie ticket, I'd be filming it openly the whole time, and they'd be like, "You can't do that." I'm like, do you want to see my ticket? Because that's as good as a receipt at this point. And I'd be openly filming the movie.
Right?
Fight me.
Have
You
you-
should say that too.
Please fight me.
Yeah.
Have you heard
Also,
about
go
those-
get me a fucking hot dog.
Have you heard about those theaters? I think it might be called like a 40 theater where like it shakes and like it'll like blow air on you
A
or
man
whatever.
will come by and spit at you.
Where a man spits in your mouth.
I like that. I like the idea of the movie becoming real.
I know the best one.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
there's a theater we got to go to in Westwood that I saw a screening for.
I don't like that show.
what the fuck? Yeah, oh no, you said joke and now I forgot. Fast and Furious. There was a screening there, but it was a theater where it had little tables, and there's a little button you can hit, and a waiter will come to you and then be like, "What would you like? Would you like a filet mignon, or would you like a nice beer?" And I'm
During the movie?
during the movie, but they'll just kind of like kneel down and they'll be like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry. Just remember the best theater in the entire world. And I can't believe I forgot it. Alamo Drafthouse. They're the best theaters in the entire world because
I've heard
you
of
sit. They're all the rows are higher up than any other theater, and they have." Counters in front of you, but the counters they're higher up because the people can walk in front of your like counter and you still can see the screen completely.
That's good.
And you have a full menu and you're like, oh, I'm feeling a BLT and I'll get myself a tequila chocolate milkshake. And like you get that and they bring it to you during it.
I want to throw up today.
If that's also combined with the shaking movie theaters, yeah.
And it has those. There's a guy behind you that'll just shake the
Yeah.
shit out of your chair.
And then he comes around front, he spits in your mouth.
Are those theaters in California?
No,
or-
I don't think yet, but they're kind of all over it. Soon? We're getting one. Yeah,
Really?
it's so fucking cool. And
sounds
the
like
tickets
watching
aren't that
a movie-
expensive. And it's so cool.
Yeah, this is California. We should have everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Get it in
I
the
finally
bubble.
saw a movie in the Cinerama Dome, which I feel like I should have done that a long time ago. But I saw that movie, Deepwater Horizon, which is based on the BP oil spill. And I thought it was like, this is kind of like a dumb movie. I didn't really put too much stock into it, but I was like, Kurt Russell's in it. So I'm like, and John Malkovich. So I was like, you know what, this is actually going to be really, really good. And oh my God, I've never been more scared in a movie except for
really?
Hacksaw Ridge. That was a very traumatizing movie to watch. But when everything goes to shit so fast, basically the entire movie they're building, because it's about pressure being built underneath, like in the pipe, and like the movie is built the same way. So once it explodes, you're like, I think we're in hell. You're like, oh my God. And like you see, there's a shot where Kurt Russell's character would actually happen. He was taking a shower when it happened, like when it blew, and when it blew,
Spoilers.
he like every pipe and electrical socket in the entire rig exploded. So he's taking a shower, the thing blew up in his face, and then the sink went off behind him after, so he gets
Really?
blown back and then blown out of his room naked, and like he's like covered in like broken
Oil?
shit. No, like it'd be mud. Mud came out of it. So because you pack mud down, that way it comes up. Like it's like they teach you how oil rigs work too.
That's probably really
but
cool to
it's
see.
fucking terrifying.
So it kind of
Yeah.
negates the fact that he's taking a shower.
yeah.
Yeah. If you wanted
And-
a cool shower scene of Kurt Russell in his prime right now,
Yeah.
it's a little ruined by an explosion to his face.
It's about the BP oil spill that happened a couple
Yeah,
years.
but,
That's from the. I know it's an oil spill.
Yeah.
With that actual time. Yeah.
And it was just really cool to see in the Cinerama Dome because it really like sucked you in. You're like, oh my God, I'm like, fire's gonna come out at me.
Is it like a dome?
Just
What's
like
it
at
look
the theater, the guy puts the lighter fluid in his mouth and blows a little fire
It's
at
a
you.
little cheaper, but a little more invasive.
I love going to movies.
Me too.
I gotta go to the movies more, man. We used to have a theater. I haven't really been to the movies much since I've been out here, which is weird. But we used to have this theater in New Haven, Connecticut, where they would show movies like Napoleon Dynamite when it first comes out, and like the real movie theaters don't really know what that is yet. And it was real shitty, but it was only like $3, $4, $5, and like all of the seats hadn't been changed since like the 60s. So there's just like old teenager juice on it, and everyone's it's like ripped.
Shut up, man. That's so gross.
No, of course it's gross, but it's also like not false.
Wrong.
Like, sometimes life is gross, Sam.
It is.
No, but it was awesome, and it was a shitty was not comfortable, but it was like they would show these hilarious movies, and everybody would be like packed in like an old bus.
Yeah.
And it would be a great time.
Shitty movie theaters are cool too.
No, there's a theater out here for like $2 you can watch movies, but they're like has to be like 2 months after they started playing, and so it's like they're near the end of their run.
Oh, so then they get those movies.
Yeah, then they get
Yeah, and movies are like on hard drives now too, right? They used to be like actual films that they had to send across.
Do they not do any films anymore?
No, I think so. I mean, for some stuff like Interstellar, when they shot it in like 70
millipeters.
Millipeters. No, they like shifted on these giant fucking IMAX rolls.
Damn, that's
everywhere.
pretentious.
It is. It's super pretentious.
But then some like
There's literally
teenager
no
has to be
reason.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
I guess I'll hook it up.
That's the Simpsons guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I want,
works
like,
in every theater.
What do you tell your boss when you're like, oh, it burnt? Yeah, it burnt. Have you ever been in a theater when that happened? That definitely does not happen anymore.
No.
That is not a problem at all anymore.
No.
I did it one time, and we were watching. Ironic, we watched The Core, the movie with Aaron Eckhart. Do you remember that movie? It's not good. Basically, they're like, "Oh my God, there's a lot of lightning storms. Guess you gotta go to the middle of the earth." And then, they go down there, and the thing burnt. I think I was watching. I don't know. I was watching.
Wait, they went to the middle of the earth.
and dropped a bunch of
Because-
nukes to make it
stop
fix the
raining.
ozone layer.
I would love to see that. I wish I could make a clone of me that could die, and when it died, all the information went back to the actual me, just so I can know what that looked like.
So how
Yeah.
late into your life do you kill the clone version of you?
No, I mean, he'll die when he dies.
With your bare hands.
With my bare hand. No, if I kill him, then we both die.
You hammer throw him into traffic.
I'm like, oh, everything makes sense.
Yeah. Thank God I killed that 32-year-old version of Will.
Guys, I really wish we lived in a world where no one could like get physically harmed, because you could have a lot of funny jokes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
but there had to be a
car
cap on the
jokes.
amount of people who could be born.
Yeah, no, you'd have to figure out the logistics there, but you
Get
know,
somebody
like,
who's better at math.
Honestly, though, the world would become so much better if all of a sudden, like, on the phone, they're like, all right, nobody's dying anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, okay, well, I guess we got to take care of the earth now.
no,
Yeah.
we'd be really scared. Like
Yeah.
there'd be no more babies. Definitely no
more
more
babies.
babies. Wait, if no one died, like even old people?
Yeah, they'd be
Like-
like, fuck, I'm 92. I can't do shit.
Yeah.
92 forever?
Yeah, that would suck to be 90-something
It
forever.
would be Groundhog Day for every 90-year-old every day.
That hit
Oh.
movie with Justin Timberlake about time, where they had like their time put
Oh, I
on like
remember
their
that.
wrists. and they can-
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
What was the woman in that movie? Was it Cara Delevingne?
No,
I forget who the girl
Amanda
was. but yeah.
Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried,
That's
yeah.
it. She was a hot ticket for a second. Now she's not so much.
I think she had a baby recently.
Good for her.
Yeah.
You know she listens.
Wasn't she
Hello,
also in that
Amanda.
Red Riding Hood movie, but it was kind of demented?
Yeah, I
It was
definitely
like-
didn't see that movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I saw the commercials for it, and I was like, what are we doing?
Is she having like sex with a wolf? Is the wolf a dude? Like, what are we learning
Like-
here?
She having missionary-style sex with a wolf?
Good for her.
With a wolf.
Hey, she earned that.
Did you see? I feel like you might have the Frankenstein remake.
No, I didn't watch it, but I definitely remember. It was with Aaron Eckhart again. It was I, Frankenstein.
I would love to know how that. I don't want to go see it, so I'll send my clone to go see it, and then I'll kill him and see. Oh, that was what that movie was like.
What if you kill him at the wrong time? Like another shitty movie comes out. You're like, I wish I had that clone.
You
to
make
go see? I can make a new one.
I killed him after I, Frankenstein.
Make a new one.
Make a new one. Don't
Donate
you
the old
wish-
one to science.
Don't you wish you could have clones? That
Yeah,
would
but
be
do
the
you have
dopest
to-
superpower. Because you
do
have
they
no
all-
responsibilities.
Do
Except
they
for
all
they
grow
do.
up as
They
a-
do.
as
No, it
you
comes
just
out as
make a
you.
full person.
It's you. It's an exact copy of you, but he's like, oh, I know I'm a clone and I'm gonna listen to you. I'm
Yeah.
still you and I know everything you know, but I'm still gonna listen to you.
Dude, that's the same story of every movie whenever they make robots and then the robots rise up because they're
Yeah.
like, your robots are going to do this thing. But they're like, wait a minute, I want to do what you do. And you're like, no, because you're a robot. But then now it's just like, hey, you're a clone. You got to do what I tell you to do. But they're like, no, I want to be like you. And then you're going to have an issue on your hands.
Yep.
Hey,
Or-
I'm a clone. I
sorry.
know everything you know except where the off button is.
Everything but that, yeah. Or that Johnny
Problem
Depp
solved.
movie that came out like I remember I had to watch it for here like 2 years ago. That Johnny Depp movie where he like
Crybaby?
Cry baby.
No, we downloaded it inside the computer.
Yeah, he downloaded himself inside the computer, but then it's a different
Real
person.
bad.
Like, ugh, like I haven't seen many bad movies, and I thought the movie was okay, but like, ooh, that's a concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Michael Keaton, I love the movie where he clones himself a bunch of times.
Multiplicity.
That's the movie.
I don't know
with
that one.
Annie McDowell.
Yeah, he
Andy
clones
McDowell?
himself. Andre McDowell.
Andrent McDonald's.
No, he clones himself, and then his clone clones himself, and then that clone clones itself.
Shit.
And they keep getting dumber.
They keep getting dumber.
Because you
Really?
make a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
It keeps getting
Damn
worse.
The last one is so funny, but at some point you got to be like, I don't know. You guys let us know if it's offensive or not. It probably is. I don't know. They're clones. I don't know if
We
you
didn't write the fucking
I
movie.
didn't, it's definitely during a time like rewatching Friends and like Scrubs. I'm going through right now.
Oh,
My
yeah.
God, dude, we used to make fun of a lot of people
Yeah.
just willy nilly.
Just a little homophobic.
Rewatching fucking
Friends.
No. That
Friends.
70s show.
Oh,
Listen
Yeah.
to how they treat Fez for the first 8 years.
I agree. I fucking agree. They are so mean. They punch Fez.
Yeah.
They do
Wait.
all
Just
kind of
because
shit.
he's like there's
Yeah.
Fez doesn't do anything wrong for the first 5 seasons.
And they the way they get away with it is they don't say what country he's from.
yeah.
They're like they don't say what tribe or nothing like that.
You're
No.
different, so I'm gonna hit you in the
I'm
shoulder.
gonna beat the shit out of
Yeah.
you. No, like Friends and Scrubs, they like really make fun of fat people,
Mhm.
gays, women. Like it's just like.
Yeah.
God, but like I'm like I feel guilty, but I'm like this is a big part of when I grow up. Like this
Yeah.
is like I really like these shows, but now I'm like, am I bad for liking them
Yeah.
anymore?
It just makes me wonder
Yes.
what we're
Yes.
doing wrong now. Like, what are the shows that are on now? What are in 5 years we're gonna be like? Oh shit, you can't say that.
It's just gonna go
Shit,
back
you
to
showed
what it was
people
in
on
the 90s.
Yeah,
camera.
I think
like-
we're about to hit a point where it turns around. We're super PC. I bet in 10 years it'll go in the opposite direction.
You ever see shows from the 70s like All in the Family and
Yeah,
uh,
Three's Company.
what's
Not that
anything
though.
with Archie Bunker
Yeah.
in it.
He's mean and anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
You can't be anti-Semitic on TV anymore.
And like just the way that they talk to black people on TV in the 70s
Yeah.
is way different.
Yeah, it's way different. You can't do that shit now.
Yeah. What if they're like in 30 years they're like, you called him African American?
Yeah, you said that.
You're all going to hell. None of our grandparents are in heaven.
We don't know yet. We'll find out soon.
That's the lesson of today's podcast, guys. And with the that topic, wow, I had a
That was
fucking
almost
brain
a perfect
little
close them
That was
up.
about 30
Close.
minutes in between what you just said.
I'm still enjoying
My
it.
brain fried real hard right
That's
in the
all right. You
middle.
got a big vacation coming up. I wish you all the best. I hope you
you.
discover a lot about yourself.
Oh, you will.
Don't buy anything because you'll just have to take it around with you everywhere.
I thought about that. I almost picked up a bunch of books. I'm like, I'm gonna read these on the plane, but I'm like, what am I, an idiot?
Yeah, then
Oh,
you
I
throw them
am.
away on the
Put them on a
plane.
candle.
You put them right in the trash on the plane.
Are you bringing a bag to bring back stuff with you, like an empty bag?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy shit.
No, I'm only buying tchotchke things. Like, who's getting a keychain? Everybody's getting.
Everybody's getting a
Everybody's
keychain.
getting a keychain.
Trotsky.
Speaking of keychains, Mike, where can they find you? You selling any keychains?
Twitter.
At Mike Falzone. Will?
Yeah. Find me on People Be Like or any of my social media at William Haynes or Mr. William Haynes on Twitter.
That's the older version of you.
Yeah.
You're just the clone to that
Yeah,
guy.
to Mr. William
Yeah.
Haynes.
You'll earn that when the time's
Someday.
gonna come.
I'll
You
be
can
a
follow
doctor.
me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Sam Basher. Super easy. Wish my name was a little bit different. Everyone wishes that every once in a while in their life.
Boy.
Boxboy, that's a great. It's a great username that I can't get rid of on Snapchat.
Everybody go in the comment section of this video and wish Sam a lovely vacation, even though he'll probably be back by the time it goes up.
Just hope I get there safe
I hope you do.
and get home safe because I'm gonna have to go through Russia and I'm very scared about that. But you know what you guys
Don't
should do?
look American.
Don't. Easy. Ready?
Nailed it.
Perfect.
There it is. But also, guys, on this grand holiday break that's coming up, you should really go check out Alaskan Bush People on Discovery Go. I like that the camera switched right when I said that. That was really nice. Go ahead and check the link out in the description down below for more info, or just download the Discovery Go app at the App Store for free. It's super easy. And make sure you like this video on youtube.com/SourceFed. Or you can go listen to this on iTunes. 'Cause it's a
Yeah.
podcast. We love putting them up there. You guys rate and review, do all the fun stuff. And we'll see you next
Week.
time.
Time.
Week, then time.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Will's dad.
Bye, Will's dad.